Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Lori Williams. I help individuals and corporations to create lasting mental and emotional wellness through holistic practices. Today we're going to be talking about tying your self-worth to productivity. So the first question is how do I know when I am tying my self-worth to productivity? So I'm going to give you two questions that you can ask yourself. So the first question is do I feel guilty when I rest? When I sit down and do nothing, does guilt take over and force me to get back up and keep going? The second question is, at the end of the day, do I feel like I have never done enough, regardless of how much I've actually accomplished? And the truth of it is if you've answered yes to either one of these questions, then chances are, at least on some level, you are tying your self-worth to productivity. This is very, very debilitating because although we live in a hustle culture and, society and life is constantly demanding more of us, we're starting really to see the ill effects of this because people are suffering from burnout and having a harder time being able to work through burnout. Their mental and emotional health is deteriorating at a very, very quick rate. So these things is what happens. This is what happens. These are the side effects of what happens when we tie our self-worth to productivity. So I'm going to give you a few little tips and tricks on how to shift this hustle culture in your life and even in your business as well. So the first and foremost, you need to understand that you're not only valuable when you're being productive, that you're worthy, that you mean something, like you're an important person in this world. Just because you're here, just because you're you, it's an inherited, your self-worth is inherited. You are worthy because you are here. You exist, essentially. That's what it comes down to. You want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people and having healthy relationships that, with people that truly value you, not because of what you can do or what you can do for them, but because you are you. This will also help to, disconnect the self-worth from productivity. Ultimately, it comes down to you want to redefine what success looks like. A lot of people will see success as goals that they can check off. What I encourage for people that are struggling in the area of self-worth is to, instead of figuring out the things that you want to check off, like the boxes you want to check off as far as your goals and your dreams go, instead shift it to how do you want to feel. So instead of, I want to make lots of money, I want to feel free, instead of having the goal of I want to travel the world, you could have, I want to feel happiness and joy. I want to feel balanced. I want to feel, whatever it is that you want to feel. Focus on making your emotions, the feelings, the goal rather than an experience. You want to prioritize self-care. That is really, really important to making sure that you are not allowing yourself to continue the cycle of basing your self-worth on productivity. Having compassion with yourself when you recognize that this is coming up again and that you're still, having some issues with this connection. When you're trying to change anything, it's going to take time. It took time for you to get to where you are. So when you want to change anything, you've got to give yourself time and compassion and grace through the process. So don't be hard on yourself if you notice that you're still tying your self-worth to productivity. And the biggest, most effective thing that you can do is to detach yourself from the hustle culture. Force yourself to slow down. Force yourself to sit and do nothing. You may not be able to go from the hustle culture mindset into sitting there doing nothing, but you can maybe read a book. I wouldn't necessarily encourage anything that's going to like watching videos or scrolling the internet or anything like that, because that actually gives you the same endorphins as the hustle culture. So when you're trying to detach from it, take steps towards it. You could be sitting on the couch, doing a hobby, or you could go out to the garage or whatever and do a hobby. You want to be doing something that is a little bit more slow paced, and really ensure that you are taking your time to slow down. One other thing too that I've noticed with my clients is that even something like eating, the hustle culture has actually encouraged us to eat at an exceptionally fast rate. And then we wonder why we have digestion issues. So make sure that when you're sitting to eat, you're giving yourself time. Put away the phone, focus on just eating and actually savoring your food as you're eating it. The same with drinking. Don't, just guzzle down your water or your tea or your coffee, whatever it is. Actually take the time and savor it. And all of these things, after you continue to practice them for a while, they will definitely help you to realize that your self-worth is not based on what you can do for others, or even what you can accomplish in your life. And it's time that we start to shift this, because I mean, the mental and emotional health issues are only going to get worse if we don't start making some massive changes. And the changes start with each one of us. So you focus on you, do this work for you, and you will be thankful that you took the time to shift this in your own life. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you back here next time.